So we're here in East Baltimore, looking at one of the sites for the Cities for All Ages project, which is a project of Civic Works, bringing together two of the things we know helps older adults remain in the community and keep their independence: home modifications and access to services, those kinds of services that also help people stay in the community. We believe this is a winning combination to make Maryland the best place to grow old.
Oh, a lot of difference. Because now, yes, you see my bed's down there. I want my bed back upstairs in my bedroom. I want my own personal life for me. You know, without, I don't have to depend on nobody.
Due to Weinberg's help in the past, we had done a handful. We had moved a handful up to many handfuls. And this involvement over the course of the next 3 years, which Weinberg is a key piece of, we've gone well beyond handfuls. I don't know what grade it is that, but to hundreds of families, and not just the individual senior we're helping.
Early childhood education is an important priority for the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation, and I am at the Weinberg Early Childhood Center, due to open in 2014 as part of the Henderson Hopkins School in East Baltimore. This is so exciting. This is going to be one of the innovative, most beautiful schools in all of Baltimore. And it's not only going to be innovative in its architecture and in its classrooms, it's going to be an early childhood center of best practices for children birth, actually prenatally, up to kindergarten, when they join the rest of the Henderson Hopkins School children from kindergarten through 8th grade. And this model, parents and children and community together, was inspired by an Israeli model that the Weinberg Foundation has helped transport here to East Baltimore. It is our hope that this wonderful Weinberg Early Childhood Center is going to be the first of many centers, and that early childhood education is going to be something that all children in Baltimore City will have access to.
The foundation is fortunate to partner with the House of Ruth Maryland.
This is the House of Ruth Maryland. Malika speaking. How may I help you?
Most people know the House of Ruth as an emergency shelter for victims of intimate partner violence. But really, it's so much more.
The person who is being abused is affected in many, many different ways. It's psychological, it's emotional. The abuser tends to cut the individual off from financial resources, from friends, from family, from community. And by the time the issue becomes a violent situation, there has been much damage already done to the individual. And in order to support somebody, to address a remedy to the situation, there are all of those different facets that need to be addressed. What we do at the House of Ruth is address all of those different facets of the situation with a variety of services.
We are at the Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women in downtown Baltimore. It is an all-girls school that has high school and middle school classes.
So what was my last step? Does anyone remember how do I do that mathematics step in the end?
One of the Weinberg Foundation's new priorities is to fund STEM classrooms and STEM programs. The Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women is where the Weinberg Foundation made one of its first investments. We helped them improve 2 classrooms by providing flexible space, as well as state-of-the-art materials and equipment so that the young women here, regardless of their financial means, can learn science, technology, engineering, and math, and other types of 21st century content that will help to prepare them for careers in these fields. One of the things that's really great about the Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women is that women are significantly underrepresented in STEM fields, and this is a great opportunity for young women from Baltimore to obtain the skills and education that they need to pursue these kind of career paths and become leaders in the future in STEM fields.
problem in Israel is that of all the Western industrialized countries of the world, Israel has the lowest percentage of its working age people in the workforce. There are a lot of people who don't work for a variety of reasons. And so Tevet really addresses that issue very effectively. It has 5 different population groups that it addresses, including ultra-Orthodox and Arab populations and disabled populations and young people, etc. And it's doing a very effective job of customizing a number of different programs. Sometimes programs customized just to this population group or this age within a population group that are really making a big impact in Israel and getting more people employed. What Tevet does is a number of things, including employment training, employment placement, career ladders, which means advancement in jobs. Everything that's involved in getting people into the workforce successfully, Tevet is doing. And depending upon the individual or the particular population's challenges, it tries to deal with those challenges so that someone can successfully get into the workforce and live a more fulfilled, economically prosperous life.
Well, this started as a dream of the community back in 2008, and they were very fortunate to be able to get the funding to become a federally qualified health center. That in and of itself was a major success.
The fact that we've grown from a single practice doctor's office to over 5 physicians already in 4 years, went from 1,400 patients to 7,000 patients, is exciting. But to now to actually be able to even do more for our community.
But they were in this small, really trailer with 5 exam rooms. And here they're opening a new site that has 15 exam rooms. It has behavioral health services, a psychiatrist, a psychologist that will have dental services. It has women's health care.
I want this to be the home for our community, that they come here and get all the services. Because we are 25 miles from a hospital. We're 50 miles from any other health center. There's no one else here.
It's something the Weinberg Foundation can be very proud of. We have a goal of increasing access to primary health care. We really focused on the federally qualified health centers, and to have the opportunity to support a project in rural Maryland is very meaningful.
Hi, I'm speaking to you today from my hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania. I can't think of an organization whose mission meshes better with that of the Weinberg Foundation than St. Joseph Center. For more than 125 years, St. Joseph Center has been providing critical services to children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The Weinberg Foundation has had the opportunity to participate in 2 significant capital projects over the last 20 years with St. Joseph Center. The first was the construction of a therapeutic aquatic center, and the second was the development of a campus that includes an adult day center. St. Joseph Center is a perfect example of an organization that gives the Weinberg Foundation the opportunity to improve the lives of individuals here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We look forward to many years of continued joint projects between the Weinberg Foundation and St. Joseph Center.
We are here today at Windsor Hills Elementary Middle School, which is one of our Year 3 library project renovation sites. It seems like just yesterday we were sitting in Baltimore City Schools with our great partners there, dreaming of a way that we could impact student literacy. And the idea was to transform libraries in the schools that the students are at every day. It was just an idea then, but now we are up to $10 million in support from our trustees, and we are going to renovate up to 24 libraries. That is a huge impact, and it's amazing numbers. But what it really comes down to for us is seeing the kids' faces when they get their new space.
Ready? Open your eyes! Wow!
Mommy, look at this!
This is awesome.
It's amazing. When this library opens in September of 2014, the Baltimore Library Project will have impacted the lives of more than 4,000 students.
The first video clip is of Beit HaGalgalim, which is the House of Wheels. It's in Herzliya Pituach in Israel. And this is a respite center and after-school club for youth with physical disabilities, wheelchair users, All of the Weinberg-funded buildings, of course, are accessible. They have elements of universal design, but this building, the House of Wheels, is accessibility to the third power. In the middle of the building is something called a tectonic split, which are these ramps that go from floor to floor, which are perfect for wheelchair users to go zooming down. The whole idea is that this is their house for people who use wheelchairs, not our house. It's an extraordinary building that I'm very proud of, and I think it's one of a kind in the disabilities field. The second video is of the Beit David, the House of David Institute, the David Institute, and they care for people with a very severe disability, a genetic condition called Usher syndrome. There are about 1,400 people with Usher syndrome in Israel. This Beit David is in Tel Aviv. Usher syndrome is, at birth, you have hearing loss, and then you have progressive eye disease until by the age of 40, you are both deaf and blind. The Beit David Institute brings you into the center where you learn computer skills. In that window of opportunity you have before you go totally blind, you must learn independent living skills, computer skills, and it's a place of social skills where people learn to do sign language in the palm of your hand. It's a wonderful place that I'm very proud of.
This is one of my favorite spots in all of Baltimore City, and it's not because of the wonderful view behind me, but it's because of the work that's going on in this building. The Biotechnical Institute of Maryland is based here on Alexander Street in downtown Baltimore, and they are doing great work really preparing individuals who have high school diplomas within Baltimore City into lab careers. And we are really focused on changing the generational poverty that exists in our community by creating career pathways. And this is one organization that is doing that in wonderful ways.
So we start off every class saying, you are professionals. And it's a wonderful transformation to see them, hesitate at that description for themselves, and then they embrace it. They wrap it around them, much like the lab coat that goes on them when they're working at the bench.
Not only are they providing the opportunity to prepare somebody to join their Lab Associates program by providing a bridge program, but they are also working with at least 35 employers locally to help place them into careers. And as part of the program, each of the participants must complete a 100-hour paid internship locally, whether it's in research or in other areas within the city.